everyone, I am Sneha Varghese, pursuing MCA from Marine College Kuttikanam, Autonomous. Me and my fellow mates, Amida Baby and Feba PV, are presenting before you the concepts of game theory. I thank Dr. Mendes Jacob, Director of PG Department of Computer Applications, Marine College Kuttikanam, in helping us and guiding us whenever it was required. So without any delay, let's get started. So, in this video, I will be talking about a brief introduction towards game theory, meaning of what is game, terms that are commonly used in game theory, zero-sum game and two-person zero-sum game, followed with limitations of game theory. Game theory is a theoretical framework which is used for conceiving social situations among the competing players. We can also say that game theory is the science of strategy, or at least the optimal decision making of independent and competing actors in a strategic setting. The key initiators of game theory were mathematician John von Neumann and economist Oscar Morgenstern in 1940s. Mathematician John Nash is also considered for providing the first significant extension of the von Neumann and Morgenstern work. What is a game? A game can be defined as a situation in which firms make strategic decisions which take into account each other's actions and responses. Let us see some examples. The Cold War between US and USSR can also be modeled as a game. Both US and USSR have the option of spending their budget on health or defense, and each of them would like to get strategic defense advantage over the other. So, in this case, if we consider US and USSR as two players, P1 and P2 respectively, then both of them have true strategies. That is, spent on defense or either spent on health. So these are their strategies. Let's see another example, that is a rock, paper, scissors game. I'm pretty sure that all of us must have played this game once in our life. So in this game we have rock, scissors and paper. So rock beats scissors, scissors beats paper and paper beats rocks. Game theory. Let us see the definition of the game theory. Game theory is a theoretical framework which is used to conceive social situations among competing players and produces optimal decision making of independent and competing actors in a strategic setting. Let us see some of the terms which are commonly used in game theory. The first one is strategy. Now, what is a strategy? It can be defined as a rule or plan of action for playing a game. An optimal strategy is the one which provides with the best payoff for a player in a game. Now, let's understand this with the example of game. Let's consider a game of rock, paper and scissors. A game of rock, paper, scissors comprises a single move by each player, and each player's move is made without knowledge of others. So each player has various strategy. That is, they can either take rock or paper or scissor. So the various strategy in the rock, paper, scissor is rock, paper and scissor. Pure strategy. A pure strategy is a decision which always to choose a particular course of action. It is a predetermined course of action. The player knows his prior strategy in advance. Example, let us consider the game of rock, paper, scissors. If a player would choose to only play scissors for each and every independent trial, regardless of the other player's strategy, choosing scissors would be the player's pure strategy. So in this, sum of probability of these strategies will always be equal to 1. So in this, let's say that rock is P1, paper is P2 and scissors is P3. So according to our example, our player chooses scissors for each and every independent trial. So when he chooses scissors, probability of scissor, that is P3, will be equal to 1, as when probability of rock and paper will be equal to 0. Now when we will add all these up, we will get 0 plus 0 plus 1 equal to 1. So the sum of the probability will always be 1 in the case of a pure strategy. Next is mixed strategy. Mixed strategies can be defined as the realm of game against nature, as here events are speculative, that is, which are with probabilities. For example, if outcomes are dependent on coin tosses, then game proceeds in the probabilistic values. Here the player follows more than one strategy. So if player follows more than one strategy, probability of selection of individual strategy will always be less than 1. Player will select one, but the remaining two strategies will have the probability which is less than 1. So let us say that player has 3 strategies with probability 1, probability 2 and probability 3. So here player selects more than one strategy. Suppose here the player is selecting P1 and P2. So the probability of P3 will be 0, but probability of P1 will be 0.65 and probability of P2 will be 0.35. Now when we sum up these, it will be 0.65 plus 0.35 plus 0, which is equal to 1. Next one is player. A player is the strategic decision maker within the context of the game. He or she is the one who makes choices in a particular game. Next one is payoffs. A payoff can be defined as the outcome of a game which totally depends on the selected strategies of the players. Payoff is the value that is associated with a possible outcome of a game. So you might be wondering, what is this outcome? We will see this in the further slides. Next one is a payoff matrix. A payoff matrix is the table in which strategies of one player are listed in rows and strategies of the other player are listed in columns. And the cells show payoffs to each player such that the payoff of the row player is listed first. A payoff matrix is considered as an important tool in game theory because it summarizes the necessary information. Let us understand payoff matrix with the help of an example. We have two players, player A and player B. Player A has 3 strategies. Strategy 1 with payoff values 10, 18, 28. Strategy 2 with values 23, minus 56, 89. Strategy 3 with values 45, 77 and 77. Now player B also has 3 strategies. Strategy 1 has payoff values 10, 23, 45. Strategy 2 has 10, minus 56, 77 and strategy 3 has payoff values 28, 89 and 77. Now if player B chooses his second strategy and player A also chooses his second strategy, we can see that the values will coincide and one value will coincide, that is minus 56. So here the result, that is outcome, is minus 56. So we can say that this is the negative outcome. We can say that here player B has loss and player B is at gain. When we have minus value or negative value, we can say that player A has a loss. Now let us see the positive outcome. Here also we have 2 players, player A and player B. Player A has 3 strategies with respective payoff values, and player B also has 3 strategies with the payoff values given in the matrix. Now here also, if player B chooses second strategy and player A chooses second strategy, we can see that the values will coincide at one point, and that particular value is 14. So we can say that here our outcome is positive. Here our player A has gain and player B is at loss. Whenever we have the value as positive, we can say that player A will be at gain and player B will be at loss. Next is the value of the game. It refers to the expected outcome per play when players follow their optimal strategy. That is, it is the best payoff for a player. The value of the game, denoted by V, is the value that a player, let us consider player 1, is guaranteed to at least win if he sticks to the designated optimal mix of strategies, no matter what mix of strategies player 2 uses. Next is maximum. Maximum is the largest value that can be guaranteed when he does not know the strategies of any other player. Maximum is the smallest value the other players can force player to receive while knowing player's strategy. The maximum is the largest of the smallest values in each row. Next is minimax. Minimax is the decision rule used to minimize the worst case potential loss. In other words, we can say that a player considers all of the best opponent responses to his strategies and selects the strategy such that the opponent's best strategy gives a payoff as large as possible. Minimax is the smallest of the largest values in each column. Next is the maximum principle. Maximum strategy is the one in which a player or organization maximize the probability of minimum profit so that the degree of risk can be reduced. Here, the maximizing player lists worst possible payoffs of all his potential strategies and chooses that particular strategy which corresponds to the best. This is the maximum principle. That is, maximize the minimum guaranteed gains of player A. The maximizing player lists his minimum gains from each strategy and select the strategy which gives the maximum out of these minimum gains. So this is the maximum criteria. Is the minimax principle. Minimax strategy is the one in which the main objective of a player is to minimize the loss and maximize the profit. It is a type of mixed strategy. Therefore, a player can adopt multiple strategies. This strategy can be applied to complex as well as simple decision-making processes. So here, the task is to minimize the maximum loss. And this is the criteria, that is, the minimizing player lists his maximum losses from each strategy and selects the strategy which gives him the minimum loss out of these maximum losses. Next is saddle point. A saddle point of a payoff matrix is that position in the payoff matrix where the maximum coincides with the minimax value. That is, where the maximum value is equal to minimax value. Payoff at the saddle point is the value of the game. In a game having a saddle point, optimum strategy of maximizing player is always to choose the row containing the saddle point, and for minimizing player is to choose the column containing the saddle point. If there are more than one saddle point, there will be more than one solution. I know this is quite confusing, right? So you will get a clear knowledge about this when in the further slides we will explain this with the help of an example. Saddle saddle point. A saddle point of a payoff matrix is that position in the payoff matrix where the maximum coincides with the minimax. Let us see zero-sum game and two-person zero-sum game. In a game, if the algebraic sum of the outcomes or gain of all the players together is 0, then the game is called as zero-sum game. Otherwise, it is called as non-zero-sum game. That is, in a zero-sum game, the amounts won by all players together is equal to the sum of the amounts lost by all together. Two-person zero-sum game are the games that involve only two players. They are called as zero-sum games because one player wins and the other player loses. Now, let us understand it with the help of the example of rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors is an example of a zero-sum game without perfect information. Whenever one player wins, the other loses. We can express this game using a payoff matrix that explains what one player gains with each strategy the players use. So in the payoff matrix of the rock, paper, scissors game, which is displayed on the left hand side, the rows represent player 1's possible strategies while the columns represent player 2's possible strategies. 1 represents a win for player 1, 0 a tie, and -1 a loss for player 1. So, for instance, the upper left entry is a 0 because if both players display rocks, so it is a tie. The upper middle entry is a -1 because if player 1 displays a rock and player 2 displays paper, player 2 wins and therefore player 1 loses. Let us see what is a fair game. A fair game can be defined as a game which is not biased towards any particular player. If the value of the game is 0, that is, there is no loss or gain for any player, the game is called fair game. Now let us see what are the limitations of game theory. First is, game theory assumes that every firm has knowledge of the strategies of the other firms as against its own strategies and is able to construct the payoff matrix for a possible solution. So we can clearly see that this is not a realistic assumption and it is not practically applicable. Example, an entrepreneur is never fully aware of the strategies available to him, much less those available to his rival. He can only have a guess of his and his rival's strategies. Second limitation is, the theory of games assumes that each rival moves on this presumption that his opponent will always make a wise move and then he adopts a counter move. This is again not a practical because entrepreneurs do not always act rationally. But if an entrepreneur is not prudent, he cannot play either the maximum or minimax strategy. Thus, the problem cannot be solved. Third limitation is that the various strategies which is followed by a rival against the other lead to an endless chain of thought which is highly impractical. For instance, there is no end to the chain of thought when person A chooses one strategy and person B adopts a counter strategy and vice versa. Next limitation is, it is easy to understand a two-person constant sum game, but as the analysis is elaborated to 3 or 4-person games, it becomes quite complex and difficult as well. However, the theory of games has not been developed for games with more than 4 players. Most economic problems involve many players. So if we consider the number of sellers and buyers, we can say that it is quite large in monopolistic competition and the game theory does not provide any solution to it. Game theory with its assumption of a constant sum game is unrealistic, for it says that the stakes of interest can be measured and transferred. Further, the minimax principle, which provides a solution to the constant sum game, assumes that each player makes the best of the worst possible situation. How can we tell about the best situation if the worst does not arise? Like in the case of entrepreneurs, act on the preassumption of the existence of favorable market conditions, and the question of making the best of the worst does not arise at all. Thank you. Now our video 1 comes to an end. For the further information on game theory concepts, we will be having next videos. Please stay tuned. Thank you.